and get you to the right page. Hi, Room 5. This is Lesson 5. Europe experiences great change. This is part of Chapter 29, A Changing World, from 1950 to the present. Eastern Europe revolted against communism rule many times. Hungary in 1956, Czechoslovakia in 1968, and Poland in 1956, 1979, and 1981. All these rebellions failed. Then in 1989, the people of East Europe rose against their communist leaders and forced them out. How did Hungary cut a hole in the Iron Curtain? Since Gorbachev had encouraged a policy of glasnost, the Hungarian government began to allow its citizens more freedom of speech and assembly. Then on May 2, 1989, Hungarian soldiers cut down the barbed wire fence between Austria and Hungary. This 150-mile fence and its minefield had been built in 1969. On one side of the fence was the communist nation of Hungary. On the other side was the democratic nation of Austria. With the fence gone, people could travel freely to Austria. Soon thousands of people from Eastern Europe, Poland, and Czechoslovakia moved through Hungary to freedom in the West. In October 1989, communism came to an end in Hungary. One reformer said, "Communism does not work well. We must start again at zero." Hungarian leaders tried to create a democracy with a constitution. How did communists in Poland give up power? In 1980, a group of workers in a shipyard in Poland went on strike. That is, they refused to work in an attempt to improve their working conditions. Striking was not legal in Poland. The workers formed a non-communist union. These workers wanted Poland's communist government to recognize their union as legal. They called their group Solidarity, or Unity. For 8 years, Solidarity struggled to bring about reform. Then, in 1989, the communist Polish government agreed to share power. In free elections, the citizens of Poland elected representatives. Solidarity won a huge victory. When did the government of East Germany fall? In 1989, East Germans took to the streets demanding reform. Soon all of the members of East German government resigned or gave up their job. Then the new government said that its citizens could travel anywhere. That's the wrong thing. Thousands of Germans rushed to the Berlin Wall. Since 1961, this wall had divided the people of East and West Berlin. People hammered down the wall. They danced, they cried, and cheered. Then on October 3, 1990, East and West Germany united under the West German government. For 45 years they had been divided. Now they were united again. So what led the Serbs into ethnic cleansing? Like Soviet Union, Yugoslavia was made up of many different ethnic groups. In 1990, Milosevic began to lead the Serbian Republic of Yugoslavia into war with other republics. He began a policy of ethnic cleansing. That is, his Christian Serbian soldiers killed nearly 250,000 Bosnian Muslims because they were not Serbs. Finally, a treaty was signed that divided Bosnia into two groups. Milosevic next began a war in Kosovo. Nearly 90% of its people were ethnic Albanians. Because they were not Serbs, Milosevic tried to force them to leave the country. Hundreds and thousands of refugees fled Kosovo. On March 24th, 1999, NATO began airstrikes against Yugoslavia. NATO hoped that airstrikes would force Milosevic to let Kosovo govern itself. The airstrikes stopped after a few weeks, but the whole area in and around Yugoslavia remained a hot spot in world affairs. So, just a side note, I remember during this time I was in college, and when I came home for the summer, one of our new neighbors was, they were staying in the house next to us, and they were Kosovo refugees. So I remember a lot of people from Kosovo coming to the States at that time. What steps has Europe taken towards union? After World War II, people in Europe wanted to get rid of trade barriers and tariffs among its many countries. A tariff is a tax that countries put on goods they import or export. In 1952, 6 European nations agreed to create a tariff-free market. For European coal and steel products. They succeeded. They met again in 1992 and agreed to reduce trade barriers even more and to create one form of currency, money for Europe. For many years, the French have called their money the franc. The Germans have called theirs the mark. Now, 11 countries share the euro. On January 1st, 1999, it became the new country for the new currency for Austria, Belgium, Finland, France, Germany, Ireland, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Portugal, and Spain. This was a big step towards creating a united Europe. As time passes, the euro will replace the currency of each European country. This will unite Europe because everyone will use one currency just as they do in the United States. Why did NATO expand? After World War II ended, 12 countries formed NATO, which is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. These countries agreed to support each other in case the Soviet Union attacked them. Soon, other countries joined the alliance. Then, in 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed. Many people then wanted to get rid of NATO. Others wanted to expand it. Its supporters thought that NATO could bring democracy to all of Europe. Since that time, NATO has expanded. Poland, Hungary, and the Czech Republic, all of which used to be under the Soviet Union, joined NATO in 1999. But as many countries joined NATO, Russia, which is not a NATO member, has become an outsider. NATO has said that it will keep nuclear weapons out of Eastern Europe. The atomic bomb and missiles are examples of nuclear weapons. NATO has also promised to share its plans and policies with Russia. Alright guys, thank you very much for listening to this lesson this week. Next week we're going to do section 6. I hope you have a great week. I'll be posting our current events on our Google Classroom. I miss you. I wish I was in class with you. Call me, message me if you need any help. Bye.